in support of my grandmother, the entire family. I really appreciate you being here. I want to thank everyone behind me here and Paris Funeral Home on behalf of the family. And my name is Allison. I'm going to read the eulogy of Miss Lynette. Here it goes. Lynette Maud Lennon, fondly known as Iris, was born April 12, 1940, in the parish of St. Catherine, Point Hill. She was the daughter of Rebecca Wright and Boyd Lennon, and the eldest child of 10 children. She was raised by her grandmother, Ellen Wright, and her aunt, Esther Lawrence, in Garden Hill, where she attended Garden Hill All-Age School. There she achieved her level of education. Growing up in Garden Hill, a typical fun day, Iris and her friends, Shirley,
which is here,
Gloria, and Sadie, they would enjoy going to the farm, pick mangoes, coconuts, and going to the river to wash clothes, roast a little breadfruit, eating some juicy sweet sugar cane. They might have gotten into a little shandy-dandy game as well. Iris would often talk about hiding from her aunt and her grandmother in order to go to various community dances with her friends. Dancing was one of her favorite pastimes, as you all saw there in the slideshow. In those days, growing up in the rural part of the island was tough, not so easy, but it was fun. After graduating from Garden Hill All-Age, Iris began her career in home economics. She would take care of various home duties for families within the community, as well as being the caretaker for many young children and babies. That was her most enjoyable experience. She was passionate about taking care of babies. They brought her joy and laughter to her face. During her last days, even though she was going through her Alzheimer's and dementia, whenever she saw a baby, she lit up.
yeah.
She loved babies. As a single mother, Iris worked tirelessly to take care of her children. Iris walked, as she would always share her stories with us, walked many miles in the sun hot, seeking employment to put food on the table. And I remember in her later years, she would often say, you know how many times me get rejected, knocking on people's gates to find work to put food on the table. With poor little finger then mess up. By doing so, Iris was able to provide for her children. Iris was very ambitious, hard-working woman. She never stopped wanting to work and earn her own money. She was very committed to work. Her work ethic immeasurable. When she migrated to America in 1998, where she lived with her daughter Dorcas, she continued to be determined, independent, and courageous. She wasn't afraid to travel on her own, taking the city subways, the buses, through the sleet, through the snow and the rain. She wanted to earn her money. She would go above and beyond to make sure that everyone was all right. She was also full of feisty too. She would cuss you too, you know. But she was also very strong. In fact, if you were ever blessed to hug her, you may feel your back there and hug. You don't need to go into any chiropractor, because she was that strong. Her hug was very tight, very loving. Her favorite food, corn, mango. She loved a cornmeal porridge. Don't bother with the rice. Just give her a chicken foot soup and her porridge. There were many evenings I would come home from work and she would gesture for me to look in the kitchen. And when I went into the kitchen, she had prepared some porridge and put aside for me. Iris' determination was not stalled. Once she stopped working, she became a volunteer for different soup kitchens in her community of Brooklyn, New York. She would prepare and serve food for the homeless and those who were less fortunate. She was a very friendly person and well-loved in her community. My grandmother was not afraid of meeting her maker one day. On many occasions, she would say, we not come here to turn stone. We all have to go one day. Iris' legacy will live on. We, the family, we thank her for her joy, her humor, her teachings, her way of loving us the best way she knew how. We will miss her, but we are happy that we had her. I love my grandmother. She was a very courageous, fearless person. No matter whenever maybe she would feel down, if you speak to her, she always have a smile, and she will always be the one to lift you up, even if she was going through her own struggles. And one legacy I'm going to take away from my grandmother is no matter what, keep going. Whether you're 40, whether you're 50, whether you're 70, keep going all the way to the end. Never give up on your dreams. And all will be well. And keep God first. Thank you.